Hello, listeners. This is the Karen's podcast. I'm Amanda. I'm here with my besties, Sue, Carolyn, and Megan. And today we're talking about aging parents. We're all kind of getting into our midlife, and some of us still have our parents, some of us don't. Wanted to talk a little bit about how that impacts us and kind of the struggles midlife hands you. How you doing, ladies?
Good.
Good.
Awesome.
Good for a Tuesday.
I mean, one of
Yes.
us, I just realized, is technically an orphan.
I know. I thought the same thing, but I was like, I think I'm just not going to say it.
That's true.
Say it.
Oh, yeah.
But I just was like, when she
True.
said that some of us have lost our parents.
Yeah, I've lost both.
I was like, oh yeah, that's right, you have.
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
an orphan. I
Yeah,
don't know. I mean, a lot of people get orphaned a lot earlier than I did. So, I mean,
that's true. So this is,
Very-
listeners, Carolyn is the one of the four of us that's lost both of her parents within the last, 5 years, right?
I think my mom
Almost
was
less.
my mom was 2018. She
Okay.
was only
7
68
years.
years old.
Yeah.
My dad was a year and a half ago, and he was 79. So,
Right.
I mean, yeah, I talked to a lot of people just yesterday at the gym. A gal, she's turning 55, and she brought it up. She's like, man, I can't believe that I am turning 55. This is so bizarre to
Goes
me.
faster and faster. Shit.
And she said she lost her mom when she was 58. And I was
Wow.
like, wow, I bet that's trippy to be like coming up on that age, the same age, where you lost your parent
Yeah.
for health reasons, and you're like approaching that age. I bet that's trippy,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dang.
I know I always used to think that because we would be at church. My mom lost her mom really young. Like
Yeah.
she was in her 20s. My
Yeah.
mom was in her 20s. And like I never even met my grandmother, and I was born in 76. And she would just always get so sad at like Mother's Day, or we'd be at church and certain songs would come on. And I used to like look at her and just want to cry and be like, she doesn't have a mom. Like that's just gotta be crazy,
Yeah.
whether whatever relationship people have with their moms and whether, they're good or they're bad, just to think like, and she loved her mom, but to think that they were just not there at such a young age. My mom has been around for so much for me in
Yeah.
like the last, how many ever years of my life.
For your whole life.
For my whole life. Good point. That's very
I mean,
valid.
pretty much
Totally.
all of it.
Yeah, I know. Pretty much all of it. They're from day one.
Yeah. Well, not everybody has.
Yeah, not everybody. Exactly.
Oh,
Totally. I
yeah.
mean, she had to do double duty for some other,
Yeah.
parents that were
not
so
so
much around.
present. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I just spent some time with my father and my stepmom over the weekend, and they've been retired for a couple of years now, and thank goodness they come to us because we just don't have time. They're, a couple states away in Colorado, so we don't have a lot of time to go out and visit them. But yeah, when we were just kind of walking around the neighborhood, I said, "How old are you now?" And he said 77, and I'm like, "Oh!" I actually think was like, "Whoa!" like out loud, and he's like, "I know." He's like, "I can sometimes don't believe it either," and I'm like, "I didn't realize," because he looks great. He's in,
Yeah.
thankfully, very good physical shape and mental shape. They're very active. A lot of people, that age are not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that. But it also just started me thinking, I'm like, I need to make, I need to make more of an effort.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be here forever.
Not going to be around forever. Yeah.
No, my dad and I just had like a little breakthrough conversation, or more like I gave him kind of like the come to Jesus moment. And I was like, look at dad, you're not getting any younger. I'm not getting any younger. Like it's like, how many times a day? You talk to your girlfriend every day? And he's like, I do. And I was like, and you talk to grandma almost every day and she's not around. I was like, imagine, like, I would like to talk to you more often. I would like,
Oh,
I mean, I
yeah.
called him and I told him, hello, I'm getting bought out of the business, let's put it that way, moving. And I call you, and our conversation was 3 minutes and 23 seconds. And
Wow.
I
Oh,
was like, we
Oh.
hung up, and then I'm like, no, 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 no. And so I FaceTimed him back, and I was like, look it, like we're getting down to the nitty gritty. And like, if you don't want to be involved and you don't want to be around and stuff, then like I want to know now, and I'm not going to worry about it anymore. But like, I'm
right.
trying,
You don't want
and
to
I
have
would
any
hope.
regrets.
No, I don't want to have any regrets. And I
Yeah.
would literally hope that you would want to speak to me more than 10 minutes in a year. And so we had a really nice conversation about it. And he was like, I'm sorry. And he carries a lot of guilt. And I was like, well, that's not going to get us anywhere anymore. Like, so let's just scratch that and like make
Good
time
for
now.
you. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was great. And so he's like texted
Wait,
me
how old's your
almost,
dad?
he's 70, he's 76 now.
Okay.
And he's not in as great shape as my mom is. Like he tends to isolate a little bit more. He's like, he's got his girlfriend, but they don't see each other every day, and he's not as active. And, I don't know.
I bet he
Yeah.
probably liked that call. I bet he,
He did.
yeah, I bet he
He
kind of liked that. Was like, oh, like
yeah.
maybe it was a pleasant surprise
Yeah.
to
He
that.
Kind of break through the bullshit.
yeah, he
Yeah.
Yeah.
thanked me the next day. He's like, "Thank you so much. I really needed that. How's your sister?" And I'm like, "Why don't you call her?"
What a concept.
Uh,
I was like, okay, well, we didn't like completely crack through, but
it's a start.
it's
It's a
a
start.
it's a nice pick. It's just,
Yeah.
you got to chisel away a little
Well,
bit.
and
I need
there's
to do
like
that. Yeah.
habit too. I mean, if
Yeah,
if he's not, if he's in that habit of,
not being
oh,
present.
they don't want
Yeah,
to talk to me, or they don't have time, or,
yeah,
you
Yeah.
know, you
They're
know,
busy.
they're
Yeah.
totally.
busy,
Yeah.
I do feel like my dad, I think, feels that way about us, doesn't want to kind of get in the way. And it was, he didn't raise us, but he wasn't like a deadbeat dad or by any means, but he
Yeah.
wasn't around a lot. And I found out recently it wasn't by choice. Apparently they actually relocated down to Southern California where my stepfather at the time had moved my mother, my sister and I. And then like a year after they moved down there to be closer to us, the stepfather relocated us back up to Northern California. I had no idea until like this visit that
Oh
that had
wow.
actually happened.
But
it's
how,
Yeah.
And
like,
wild when,
I would go back to like asking like how was that even possible, like in a legal separation that John can make those arbitrary decisions that would impact your dad? Like why?
Back then, like it was so easy to like move or relocate. It's like there was, back in the 70s, they didn't have like a ton of the like laws that they do for
yeah,
custody
Yeah.
right now, like where you have to ask permission to take them out of state just for a vacation, let
yeah, it was a
alone
different
relocate or
time.
move. It was a different time. You could literally
yeah,
just pack up and go. That's what we did. My mom moved us out here with my stepdad, and it's not like my dad could have done anything about it. And that was
yeah,
from Minnesota to California. So it was just
Yeah.
thank God it's a little more challenging now and people have to work together a little bit more to make sure,
Thank goodness. Yeah.
families are like staying together or closer or can visit so that stuff doesn't happen. But
it's
yeah.
But I
wild
do,
when you find
Mhm.
stuff out about
I know.
your
Yes.
childhood
Yeah.
as an adult, and you're like, wow, I had no idea
No idea.
what was happening
No, yeah,
behind the
because we were
scenes.
seeing him fairly regularly, and then it just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And I always wondered why, because my or who raised us, it was not a fun childhood. It would have been nice to be in a
Have
more
that
like regular, you know,
functioning family.
functioning, yeah, dynamic more often. But I'm trying to kind of emotionally kind of figure out how to kind of navigate that and kind of break through, kind of like you were, Megan, because it is kind of,
It's just
it's
generational trauma that's
yeah,
been
it's
like
just been
throughout
par
your
for the
life.
course for
Exactly.
so long. Julie's like, you should just have a conversation.
I mean, I did. It was nice. I got to tell my dad, I said, hey, there's a lot of things that I got from you or learned from you that I would have never learned or done or experienced in my life with my mom, which my life with my mom was great, but there's tons of things that are very core him in me.
Mhm.
And so you don't always have to like feel bad or look at the negative. Like eventually you just gotta like fix it and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sue, what's going on with you had said
Yeah.
you were recently visiting your dad and you were like, gosh, he's so
Tiny.
frail.
He's
Yeah.
so like, my dad's really, if you look at for an 82-year-old, My dad is the epitome of health. Up until like 8 months ago, he like was golfing twice a week, and now I don't think he's golfing at all right now because he needs a knee replacement.
Ugh.
It's happening on August 4th. And like the
Oh.
knee is really bothering him and he's a lot more pain. So I think and also he comes from really great genes. My grandfather, I think, lived to 91, possibly 92. And my grandmother lived as well into her 90s. Now, she
Nice.
said they were major alcoholics and they smoked up until the 70s, but they quit smoking, not drinking though.
Yeah.
So I think he just comes from a good genetics, like, and it was just weird because I hugged him and I was like, "Oh, you're little." Like you used to,
Yeah. It is weird. Like you watch them age and you watch them become frail. Like my dad was 6'4" when he was at his peak. And then like, yeah, like you just see them like before your eyes become this like frail old man. And
yeah.
I remember it was very strange when it first hit me. Then it's like, all right, yeah, no, he's a frail old man.
Yeah.
But when it first started, it was very strange to
It
see.
happens kind of quickly, huh? It's like
It did,
within
yeah.
a couple, yeah. And I am thankful that, like I said, still looking at my father, he's not there yet. He's not,
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just like, God, I am, I don't, I am sad to think about the day that eventually that will
Yeah.
probably happen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
how much
remember.
they all should be driving anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Like, my
Seriously.
mom freaked me out the other day, and she was in a really bad accident on a freeway a couple of years ago. Was not her fault, but she literally thought she was going to die. So she's like, ever since that, I've been very hesitant. And I'm like, we can tell. And my dad's gotten into like several accidents in his parking garage. And I'm
Whoa.
like, okay, guys, like, put the keys up. Let's.
So I mean, it's funny that you talk about that. My parents still drive. However, my parents don't drive after dark.
Yeah,
So
I hate
when
driving after dark. So
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
they're not driving. And if they are driving after dark, it's only down to the clubhouse, which is like less than a quarter of a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't
Your
even think
mom's
they're
got a
going to dinner
flashlight in
after
the
dark.
passenger seat. Like,
I don't even think they're going after. I don't think they're going to dinner after dark. So they eat at 5 o'clock or five.
yeah,
You know.
exactly.
Well, at least they
Um,
know. Some people like are so stubborn, you
Well,
know.
that and then
Yeah.
what my mom told me the other day was they were supposed to go down to a friend's birthday party on a Sunday, but she's like, there are so many reasons why we're not going to this, but this one of the reasons, and it doesn't really factor in why we can't go to it, is that to drive 2.5 hours for them now, she's like, we need to take like every 45 minutes, just a quick little break
Yeah. Yeah.
bathroom or get out and stretch our legs because it for them it's not like he's tuning out, but it's just like they need that
Yeah.
break every 45
Absolutely.
minutes. Like it
Absolutely.
becomes tiring to them.
Yeah.
I
When my mom,
remember
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I remember being up at the mountain when my parents lived in the mountains. So this was like, you know, before we moved here. This was like 9 years ago, 10 years ago. And John and I were in the car following Kathy and Max, my stepmom and stepdad, or my stepmom and dad to lunch, I think. And they're like, and this is up in the mountains. And we're following behind them and watch Kathy completely like leave her lane, completely go into the middle like turn lane,
Yeah.
and then into oncoming traffic. And I'm watching this like in slow motion.
Like, is she
And
having a stroke or something?
well, and
Yeah.
I grab
Yeah.
John's arm and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then all of a sudden she veers back over and gets in her lane. We get out and I go to her car and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And she said to me, I think I fell asleep.
Oh my God. And what
And
time of day was this?
this is like noon. And this is like
Yeah.
10 years ago. And I looked at John and thought,
Oh.
I don't even know
I
what to
think I
say.
just had a stroke.
Yeah, I don't even know what
Just a little
to
snooze.
say to
Yeah,
that.
totally. Just a little napsky.
Little napski.
And she
Shut
like
eye.
Resting my eyes.
she like just was like, yeah, I think I just I thought they just closed off. And I was like, oh, well,
Yes, I
okay.
mean, I think there are some things that we can say maybe y'all shouldn't be doing.
You well rested?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, all right, well, I guess we'll pay for lunch. See you the last time we see you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to drive. I don't want to follow you or
Yeah,
be
I
in
definitely
front
don't
of
want to be in the
you.
car with you.
No, I'll
Yeah.
drive from here on
Yeah,
out.
it was
Yeah.
wild, man. She
I
just
think I
like didn't
fell
even think it
asleep.
was a big deal. I'm like, you
Yeah.
were on the
That's
highway
how
in and out.
head-ons happen. Jeez
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Louise.
so my mom brought this almost a very similar thing up with my father the other day, where I guess he was in, I don't know what turn lane he was in, but he basically was turning and then cut the person off in another turn lane. And my mom's like, Chuck, what are you doing? And
Huh?
and he was like, oh, I got sidetracked. I was thinking about something.
See?
And my mom's like, when you're driving, you now need to be in driver mode. You can't
Yeah.
be doing two things at once anymore.
Yeah.
A sidetrack.
You gotta
Weird.
fully
Yeah.
focus.
You can
Yeah.
barely be doing one thing at once
Exactly.
now.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, we don't even want him doing that one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aw.
I mean, I feel bad. Like I definitely empathize. I'm not going to want to lose
Oh
my
God, the
ability
freedom.
to drive,
Independence.
and
Yeah,
your
Yeah.
freedom and
totally.
your independence. But yeah, there are times when I see the little old ladies behind the wheel and I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
Oh,
yikes.
I was behind one yesterday, a really nice Mercedes. We were getting on to the freeway. She was going 45 mi miles an hour.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Are you kidding me right, Ellie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
that's an
That's an
accident.
accident waiting to happen right
Yeah.
Yeah.
there. That
Well,
happens fairly often to
my
me.
mom pulled up next to some old, she's like, look at this little old man. Cause I kept saying, I was like, go around him, mom, go around him. And she's like, well, I just can't tell what he's doing. And I'm like, it looks like he's trying to find a big enough parking place all along the side of the curb to park. We've already passed like 8 of them. He has chosen none of those. There's plenty of space, but I'll bet you he's going to choose this one. But just go around. And she just, like, don't let me get like that. Don't let me get like that. And I'm
You're
thinking,
And
like,
you're like,
Like you're already that
oh.
I
way.
know. I mean, and like I haven't had a car for a long time. It can be done. Like, I mean, but
it can
it
be
also
done.
it does. You have to take into account she lives in the suburbs, and so
Yeah.
that would not be
Yeah.
as easy for her. Like not being able to drive would be weird in the future. Like somebody telling you don't have the capabilities. I guess that would be strange.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
at this point in my life, it's like I'm not driving much anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's rough.
Yeah. We're always, yeah, there's a couple really little old ladies that live in our neighborhood, and every now and then we'll see them out on our walks, and they'll just kind of be rolling up, and I'm like, let's just wait and let them pass in case they
Yeah.
don't see us.
In case they don't see
You
you.
just you never know, because they can
Yeah.
barely, I mean, this she's adorable, but she's like barely, like her eyes
Barely
come to
over the
like
steering
the
The
wheel.
steering
wheel.
wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, ooh, how are you seeing
Doing
where
Doing
you're
this.
this.
going?
She's
Yeah.
like, I'm not. I actually took a nap like 10 minutes back.
Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's a trip. I mean, my dad lost his he wasn't allowed to drive because he got diagnosed with dementia, and so Kathy became the, full-time driver, which, obviously I've told you how that went,
Yep.
but yeah, watching them in their twilight years, it's something to get used to for
It
sure.
is something to get used to.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, you guys, for sharing your thoughts. It was pretty entertaining. We are gonna introduce a new segment of the show, called "Am I the Karen?" And we're reading some questions, and we're gonna give our opinions on that. So today's question is this, or it's more of a, I guess, yeah, it's more of a, um,
What would you do?
statement, yeah, and how am I kind of,
What do you
am I in the
think?
asshole
Yeah.
essentially, but we're calling it, am I the Karen, for obvious reasons. So here it goes. My husband will invite his family and friends over without telling me until that day. He then expects me to clean, run to the store, and prep and cook everything. I finally just decided to leave the house the last time he told me because I only had 4 hours until their arrival. He actually ended up canceling that. So, gosh, I know some of us have experienced something like this.
Uh,
Carolyn,
I mean, yeah,
you wanna, do you wanna weigh in on that?
I think that's kind of an asshole move, but I mean, in my similar things have happened to me, but I don't think John really like expects me to
Right.
do anything about it. It's more my anal retentive, like I don't want the bathrooms to be dirty. I don't want, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
don't like to be surprise attacked of, hey, we're having surprise guests. Yeah, it's not really my jam.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You know,
Well,
Know
it sounds like
anybody
this
who
lady,
loves
it sounds like this
popping
lady's
over
husband
anymore.
is like expecting her to full on like
Host.
shop, cater, clean. I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah,
I
no,
don't
I'm pretty
know.
sure
He
that makes
sounds,
him the asshole. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
I
I
was
he's
was
gonna
the
gonna say, I
say,
Karen.
think he's the Karen in this situation. It's like that's ridiculous. And you couldn't just when she left, you couldn't just order a pizza and keep your plans
right.
the same.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like
Yeah.
It's
that's
your
super easy.
boys, like
Yeah,
what men like do they give a shit like if they're getting like crudité or like a cheese plate? I mean,
yeah, yeah.
versus like let's order some pizzas and pick up like a 12 pack.
Thank you. I mean, I guess
You
it
can even
depends on
get
if
it
it's your
delivered now,
family.
everything.
Yes, thank you. You could get the crudité delivered with like a
There
side of
you
hummus.
go.
Now
Well,
could make
not
it.
not in my town.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true. Not in
not in
your
Carolyn's
town.
one horse town,
We
but
don't
in
have
most
DoorDash.
most civilized
We don't even have Uber.
countries
So
and towns.
you're
Yeah, that's you don't even have Uber.
No.
I guess you wouldn't really need it. Do you have a cat? Like, sorry,
No, we all
that's
drive
you're-
drunk. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
you guys have a cab
No,
service. I'm
you're
sorry,
not.
we're
No, you're
diverting
not.
from
I
that.
mean,
I'm
you
not
don't.
even really
But
aware of a cab service.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't drive drunk because I don't leave my house after dark. But
exactly. I was
There
gonna
you
say
go.
you
Day
don't. Yeah.
drinking.
but I
Yeah,
think that there
I
are
was gonna say
plenty
a
of
lot of people in
people
your
in
town.
this town
I
that
think
that's
do.
terrifying.
plenty of people that drive drunk in general, which
Yeah.
like it's starting to open like now I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier, but like I've gone out to bars or to restaurants and I'm like, how are half these people getting home or concert?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
baseball games. I know they're getting in a car driving.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
true. That's
No,
true.
I've gotten a million times better about that. I mean, I used to be young and dumb and would drive
Who?
drunk,
Yeah,
you know,
who has
shit, we
hasn't
did
for
that
sure.
for years, but I've gotten like, yeah, I don't mess around with it
Yeah,
anymore.
it goes
No,
back to the you
there's
don't go out.
reasons to it.
I don't go
Like
out
I
after
don't go
dark.
out and I don't go anywhere drunk.
I just don't drink out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We
So
drink
what do
at
you guys
home,
think?
folks.
What do you think? Is this lady the asshole or is her husband the
I mean,
asshole?
Her husband's an asshole for
Her
not
husband's the
yeah,
asshole.
yeah.
totally. She
I
might
mean,
be an
like you
asshole if
said,
she puts up with it for a little bit longer, but
yeah. I mean, especially because he canceled. Like, if he
yeah,
kept it and was
yeah,
like, whatever, I'm not expecting you to do
Oh,
it.
that's a good point. Yeah.
yeah,
So he kind of like threw it back in her face and was
Yeah,
probably
he
like
absolutely.
canceled
playing
because
like
she
the little
didn't.
little biatch
Yeah,
Yeah,
later.
that's
yeah.
what makes him an asshole.
Yeah.
He could have,
He
He
could
could
have
have just
stepped up and done what.
adulted,
Yeah,
yeah, for the night.
yeah.
I'm seeing. I'm sure he's seen her do it a million times. He knows exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And when she said I only have 4 hours, I'm like, damn, that's a lot of time. I wouldn't want to spend 4 hours
Yeah, cooking,
prepping.
cleaning,
Yeah,
prepping. Yeah,
fuck that.
Exactly.
I was like, that's not enough time.
I feel like if
Exactly.
you're coming to my house, you know what to expect.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, you got to do all the special little things. Those take time.
Not with a surprise visit.
True.
Yeah. Be
You don't
lucky the
get
toilet's
special.
clean.
I know. I guess that's what would piss me off is like I like entertaining. So you're like, okay, don't just throw it on me. I want to be able to,
Yeah.
I want to make
Prepare.
I want to
Yeah.
make salami and fold it into a little like rose or something.
Yeah, I don't like surprise visits either.
Right. Or
Yeah,
make one of the amazing charcuteries like Sue does.
exactly.
That takes time. That might take 4 hours right there.
Yeah.
It also takes time and costs money. I think people don't realize when you host people, like how much goes into it when you don't think, oh, it's just a simple crudité. No, this cost me $80. And
Thank
like,
you.
Well, thanks, listeners, for tuning in for another week of the Karen's podcast. We'll be back next week with another fun topic. If you have any questions that you'd like us to weigh in on, please feel free to see our contact in the show notes.
And remember, we're opinions on everything, but experts on nothing.
Have a good one.